up your heads, all ye gates,
Burning wine.
and be thou lifted up, ye everlasting doors.
What kind of drink? What kind of drink is a bowl of burning wine?
There is a majestic entry that he wants to make.
Wine.
There is a majestic entry.
Burning wine. Somebody here is desperate.
So in your walk with God, are you there? In your walk with God, there are times that God allows you to pass through situations that if you had the choice, you will not choose. And you prayed about it, it didn't change. You fasted, it was even worse. He allowed it to happen. Now, if you are able to see the hand of God behind that situation, it will be possible for you to achieve what God wants to achieve by allowing you pass through it. I think I need to give us an example. We were employed, and when we got the employment, we wrote an examination. I was one of the first 3 out of 80 people. So they assigned us what did they call that stuff? Unit. They assigned up positions of unit heads. Okay? Then when the actual promotion started, they left me. We wrote exam. I was best 3. Actual promotion started, it became based on politics. So they didn't promote me. For how many years? For 5 years. There's nobody that is working anywhere that doesn't want to be promoted. So, when I press into God, God is not talking about my issue. I don't know whether it has happened. You, I know you now. When you talk to God, the thing will not be flowing. Fam. God will be talking about something else. I will say, okay, I beg. The issue on ground here is this matter. When I pray again, he will take my mind away. So I saw that he did that for so many times. And the way I interpret it is, that is not an emphasis. So I left it. And then I will follow him where he wants me to go. And I pray for the things that he brings to my heart. So one day, and I say, it's difficult to serve you because you don't care about what we go through. I say, no, I do. I care about what you go through. The thing is that this is your matter that you are raising. I've already solved it. You have what? That's why I'm no longer taking you. It is done. You don't cultivate one place twice. It's already cultivated. I say, you have done it. Why didn't you tell me now? He said, whether you hear or not, you will see the manifestation. That manifestation took 2 years. So, are you there? I learned a few things from the way God works. God will do what he wants to do in his own time. That's God. You can be using faith and then sit down. Just be following him. He will do what he wants to do. How? In his own time. There are people here that can't carry God's authority because you created your answer before God was willing to answer. One of the things that will determine that you will become a creature of authority is if you are willing to submit to God's process and to come out as God's product. So that when you are testifying, it is God's work. Not that you use your own wisdom and manipulated everything, then you come to the altar to give a testimony. It's a lie. I waited for 2 years. I didn't know how he would do it, but he said he has done it. How did he do it? The chief executive of our system came to visit my zone. When he visited, asked me questions, I answered. Asked me other questions, I answered. They brought an illustration. Okay, look at this matter. See how it is. What do you think? I said, can't you see this, and this? It's supposed to be like this. Okay. That was the talk. Then he said, I heard that there's pounded yam here. Take me to where we eat pounded yam. I said, if you want to eat pounded yam, this is your agbada, you have to put it down. Wear t-shirt. Let's go like. So, he now wore t-shirt. So I took him to pounded yam side. Finished eating pounded. I mean, they came with police, came with all kinds of. So we finished the function for which he came to our zone, went back to Abuja. Then he called the head of our admin and said, bring that boy's file, because he couldn't sleep. The man I'm talking about is one of the most wicked men on earth. May the Lord give you understanding. So they brought the file. So he says, so you guys didn't promote this guy. Promote him. So they promoted me, backdated the first letter to 4 years, and then gave me the second letter again. So I had 2 promotions for the. So all those time I wasted, they made up for it, and then paid me the money. Do you understand that? It took 2 years. But the Lord said, I have done it. And the omnipotent God that could make things happen instantly had a time that manifestation will give him glory. And he was committed to it. In spite of my anxiety, in spite of my fire prayers. So I now discovered, are you there? That even though God answers prayer, he answers prayer according to his own way. So I started trying to understand God's way. It will give me a possibility of knowing his protocol. I realized that even if I cry, because most of you pray and cry, it doesn't change anything. You finish crying, you clean your eyes. And when God wants to answer, he will answer in his own way. So if I go before God now, I don't have any premeditated answer approach in my mind. All I know how to do is to pray. Then I see the marvel of God's government and authority as he brings prayers to pass. I've seen this for many years. So there is a little knowledge of his ways that I know now on the account of experiencing how he weaves out his protocol and how he brings his will to pass. Are you there? But you see, it was God's will for me to pass through the 5 years of contradiction. And even though I fasted and prayed, it didn't change anything. It was later I realized that the reason why God had me go through the tunnel was not because he was not powerful. It was because he wanted to change me. Sometimes your prayers are vehicles by which you experience change, not the situation. God wants to do what? Change. Because there is a portion of suffering that is meted out to you that will help you mature more. There's a portion of suffering that every one of us is going to go through, and we keep going through towards our maturity. Because Jesus authored our salvation with suffering. There is a measure of suffering you cannot escape on the path of accomplishing the will of God. Not suffering that comes by attack. In Galatians chapter 2 verse 20, where I read, he said, I am crucified with Christ. The first thing he reveals here is the cross. The cross wants to cancel out your wrong expectation. It wants to cancel out your human ambition, your human insight. It wants to cancel out your methods, your strategies. It wants to cancel out your ways, your wisdom. So when the cross has finished its work, you know that you are insufficient in achieving what God has called you to do. And then you will look to Christ for him to help you. And you see, in the seasons where God is applying the cross, your prayer cannot change your situation. Hallelujah. You will need to go through it. Your prayer will change you, not the situation. Because it's God's will for you to go through the situation as part of the means of attaining maturity.
Hello, I hope you've been greatly blessed by this sermon. Watch out for our next post and don't forget to subscribe, share and like our videos. Thank you.